Hey guys, I haven't talked about much of gear in the last couple of weeks, and I've been getting a lot of requests from people that asking me that Tarun, can you just talk about that particular drug, or can you talk about X drug? So guys, in this video, I'll be talking about best cutting cycle. Now, I'm sure if you've seen my previous videos, I've dabbled with pretty much every gear you can think of. Obviously, some with great results, some with mediocre results, and some with no results whatsoever. And I think this candid opinion will help you make an informed decision. Please note, these videos are meant for information purposes only. My goal or my intent via this video is to help you to stay away from all these drugs. I'm not trying to encourage you, I'm just trying to tell you the pros and cons of it. It's still better to know about it before you actually delve into it. So let's talk about the best cutting stack. So I'm going to try to tell you the best cutting stack for major bodybuilders of India, and what they do and how they do it, and so on and so forth, and socially what guys in the gym do, and how they get all shredded. If you know somebody, suddenly you see him all ripped, what did he do and how did he do it? So the best cutting stack these guys follow is clenbuterol, which is about 120 mcgs. It comes in micrograms, it doesn't come in mgs. Remember, mcg micrograms. And along with that, you can also take some stanozolol, which is Winstrol. These are the only two drugs, which some of the bodybuilders who are not well to do, or some who are always tapped out of cash, kind of use. But when I tried it, I had a very mixed experience with it. For a simple fact that my experience with Clen was that the moment I started taking it, I got jitters. And I always tell you guys, whenever you take any drug into the system, you gotta be prepared that it will have some side effects, and that's why I always tell you, stay freaking away from it. Now, what was that side effect? One was obviously shaking, shivering. You'll be surprised. When I took my first dosage, which was, I think it was 40 mcg, I also remember the brand was, I think, LA Pharma or something. I took it, and within about 40 minutes or something, my hands started trembling like this. And when you up the dosage to about 80 mcg or 120 mcgs, you can imagine what will it do to you. You can hear your heartbeat, tick, tick, tick. It's scary, man. It's so scary that you just want to get out of, you want to probably give up that drug immediately. But then people tell you, hey, you can take it, there's nothing. So it's a very risky drug. And along with that, this trainer of mine, the so-called expert, gave me stanozolol, which was about 50 mgs every other day, which was obviously an injectable. Now, what happens with this is when you combine the two, obviously, you're flushing out a lot of water from your body, because remember, juice, gear, steroids, they don't cut fat from your body. They just give you that strength. Like, for example, stanozolol will only help you hardening the muscle, but if you're already fat, don't even think about juicing up, because it's not going to be of any help to you. Clen, on the other hand, because it's an anti-bronchodilator, which means it opens up your lungs. It's actually given to people who have asthma. So what it does is, it really helps you push a little longer, because it increases your heart rate. I remember my body used to be so heated up. People used to wonder that what's wrong with this guy. He used to sweat like anything. And plus, if you were to add caffeine before that, man, it's a recipe for disaster. So that's what most of these budget bodybuilders do. They risk their life by taking clenbuterol. And with clenbuterol is you got to up the dosage. From 40 mcgs you take it up to 80, from 80 to 120 mcgs, and then you taper it down and you bring it back to 40 mcgs, and then probably you just remove it out of your system, because it stops working after about 2-3 weeks, and then you have to cycle it again. But with stanozolol, obviously stanozolol is very, very liver toxic, guys. You have to get your liver checks done, liver tests done, because it can really screw you up. I get these questions from youngsters. Hey sir, I want to try out the Stanacycle oral stanozolol. Never ever take oral stanozolol, because it either comes in 5 mgs or it comes in 10 mgs. And orals, when you take it in your body, they're more harsh on your liver. First of all, the absorption will be almost half. For example, if you take 50 mgs of stanozolol injectable, the absorption would be somewhere between 35 to 40 mgs. But if you were to take an oral 5 tablets of 5 mg, the absorption would be about 20 mgs. Plus, it breaks into your liver. It does a lot of damage, guys. So always, as a thumb rule, stay away from orals. especially this or Danabol, Anatrolic, D-Bol. These are oral drugs which will really screw up your system, guys. Trust me, when I tried it, I had no direction. I wish there was somebody like this telling me that, dude, don't do this, don't do that. But only, I only had to burn my fingers once so that I could share this information with you. So this is exactly what some of the budget bodybuilders do. They just, go up to about Glen and they go to Stana, and then now I'll tell you about the side effects. Once you come off this cycle, so this cycle usually lasts for about 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, depending on what your tolerance is. Obviously with Glen you can't go higher because it will start giving you jitters, and so your normal function becomes a lot difficult. So the side effects I got once I stopped taking these drugs was, obviously I had a problem focusing. I didn't know how to focus on things. Second, I don't know, it's very rare for these drugs, but hey, I had this issue. Two, you get so addicted to these things because you want this into your system. You're just like, what, I can only train now with this. I want it. So invariably they are very, very addictive. Three, the other I felt that the moment I was off Glen, I had put on some more weight. So whatever weight I had, whatever water weight or whatever fat percentage I had before I started taking Glen, and when my cycle got over, within about 3-4 weeks, I had more water weight and I had more fat. So instead of destroying my fat cells, Glen, it kind of enhanced it the moment I was off it. That's why, guys, I always tell you, it becomes very, very difficult for us to get out of this rut of juicing up, because there is never going to be one cycle. You always tell yourself, hey, I'm going to start with one cycle. Once I get a body I want, then I'll probably go and go all natural. No. You will always follow it up with the second, third, fourth, and it never ends. So you're perpetually, I've seen guys, trust me, on it all through the year, which is very, very dangerous, guys. So my request to you is, stay away from all this stuff. This is something that this information has to be out there, because there are a lot of youngsters who are thinking of doing this shit. I always tell you, don't do it, because right now it may appear to be very lucrative. It may appear to be very tempting. Hey, I want to be that guy who got shredded just in about 4-5 weeks by taking these drugs. But guys, there's a price you gotta pay, and that price could be anything. You just don't know. Why do you want to screw up your system, guys? I always tell you, stay away. And more than anything else, you got to be very well informed about this. This is something you got to know. If somebody tries to give you something, I know many trainers, I know many gurujis of the world, they give you injectables, but they don't tell you what they're giving, because that's apparently a trade secret, which is what they're letting out. Don't do that, guys. You should know what you're putting it in your body, guys. So stay away from this, guys. And anyone, if you have any questions around this, feel free to reach out to me either on my Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or even on my discussion forum on tharmagalfitness.com/discussions. Guys, understand, juicing up is only for 2 people. A, if you're a professional bodybuilder who wants an edge. 2, if you have to make money out of your body. And it restricts to film stars, it restricts to actors. But for people like you and me, who are social gymmers, or who have ambition or something, we just want to do it socially just to kind of look good, juicing is not the way to go, guys. So I hope you get this into your head loud and clear. So until we meet again, peace.